views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Arizona, Phoenix. Yes, Brother Mike is back on the radio. Of course I am. This is my 17th year. Thank you for tuning in. Today's Bible study, America Goes Trans. Coming to a family near you, and sooner than we expected. Hey, thanks for tuning in today. Would you call somebody and tell them the radio programs I'm on? I got an interesting program for you today. Very interesting case happened recently you need to be aware of. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center, formerly the House of Healing. We are on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road, in the heart of Maricopa County. On the website, hardcorechristianity.com. All of our ministry services are there. You can join us on our Facebook and YouTube teaching channel. You can come to one of our services live every Thursday and Friday at 7 p.m. Arizona time. You can sign up for the next free seminar, which is the last Friday of every month. Normally, it is not in March. It's the second to the last Friday. I do have some traveling to do this month to Arkansas and Kansas and some other places. You can hit the PayPal button and send us another donation like you've been doing for the last 17 years. We're so grateful. More important than your donations have been your prayers. Thank you for praying for us, because the radio program has lots of listeners now, and we're making an impact on a lot of people's lives. And again, it's all because of your kindness. Don't forget about Sister Karen on page 1 of the website, the homepage. She'll be happy to sell your house for you with integrity and honesty. May God bless you. America Goes Trans. Wow, check it out. Did you hear about this case? It is shocking, and I predict it will set a precedent all across the country. It happened in Ohio. Here's the article, quote, Ohio government authorities forced parents to give up legal custody of their daughter after the mother and dad said they opposed the girl's decision to identify as a boy and transition into being a male. The Hamilton County Job and Family Services took legal custody of the teenage girl, age 17, who, according to court records, suffers from gender dysphoria. The teen is currently living with her maternal grandparents. The girl's name and the names of her parents are under court seal. The minor was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, gender dysphoria after being hospitalized in 2016. Doctors decided that because she wants to identify as a male, she should be given testosterone and sex change drugs. The girl's parents objected, arguing that they did not think such treatment was in their daughter's best interest. No kidding, folks. Quote, a juvenile court judge will determine if parental rights for the minor should be entirely stripped permanently. At stake are parental rights over a minor and who will make medical decisions as the legal guardian for the youngster. Folks, can you believe I'm even reading this, that this is even happening? I can. It's about to sweep the country. It's incredible. The devil already legalized gay marriage, and that's just like another thing now. His next job is transgender in an attempt to blend the sexes into one, as he did many years ago at Sodom and Gomorrah. Quote, pro-transgender doctors pressured the court in closing arguments, saying a ruling must come quickly, claiming the girl needed opposite-sex hormones or else she might kill herself. Medical witnesses said the parents' rejection of their daughter's decision to identify as a male has made her suicidal. They blamed it on the parents. Quote, they termed the girl's circumstances a life or death situation. The court then heard arguments that the girl's pro-transgender grandparents should take over custody. Quote, we think the grandparents are the ones who have an open mind regarding sex change hormones, while the parents have clearly indicated that they're not open to it. The court-appointed guardian for the girl argued. The court-appointed guardian. The parents testified that they only desire what is best for their daughter. Their attorney, Karen Brinkman, summarized their view of the case. Quote, if the maternal grandparents were to be given custody, it would simply be a way for the child to circumvent the necessity of parents' consent, she told the court. Brinkman reasoned that the girl's medically affirmed depression, anxiety, and dysphoria indicate she is in no position to make decisions which will result in permanent psychological changes. Can you believe any of this? Quote, it does not appear that this child is even close to being able to make such a life-altering decision at this time, Brinkman observed. Oh, really? You think? Quote, the girls and grandparents, lawyers, both listed additional complaints about the alleged parental mistreatment. They're calling it mistreatment. The former claimed the parents sending their daughter to a Catholic school where the dress code requires female clothing, quote, caused additional trauma and anxiety, increasing her suicide ideation. They later said answering her to her real name, her female name, or even hearing it has become a trigger causing trauma. Folks, I'm not making this up. This is an actual case in Ohio where the courts came in and took a child from their genetic parents while the child was a minor because the child wanted to transition into another sex. Can you imagine this? This is literally crazy. Well, the court then continued to attack the parents, claiming that their religious beliefs caused them to reject transgender therapy and transition. And they told the court that it was a religious-based decision. And then they said the father, quoted, told his daughter to kill herself because she was, quote, going to hell anyway for rejecting her female biology. They also removed their daughter from transgender therapy and then turned her over to Christian counseling. The Christian counseling apparently consisted of the girl sitting for 6 hours a day listening to the Bible. Well, anyway, what's happening here? Well, it's a very interesting and a very expected family dynamic. Their child comes to them and explains to them that they don't feel like they're the sex they were born with. And they feel like they should be the opposite sex. The parents don't know how to handle it. They're panicking. So they make a series of decisions, and many times they say inappropriate things under stress, which exacerbates the problem. And that's what happened with this family. The parents mishandled the situation and said several things they shouldn't have said. And they did their best to try to, quote, fix the problem. And it all got worse. And now they're in a situation where the courts have taken over and took the child from the parents. And they may permanently lose rights to the child. And the court may award her to the grandparents who want her to have the transition surgery. But what's the real root of this? What actually happened? Well, I've seen this numerous times over the years. It's all caused by childhood trauma and the spirit of rejection. This powerful demon, the spirit of rejection, gets into the child during periods of trauma and significant or serious disappointment or injury. And these spirits get into the child's brain and they morph the child to develop low self-esteem and a low self-concept. If the child's been sexually abused or sexually raped, a spirit of perversion enters the child's body in addition to the spirit of rejection. The rejection spirit actually lets the perversion demon in. The perversion demon then starts to morph the child's sexuality and their sex as they go through puberty. And later on, the child doesn't know this is a sexual perversion demon, and they don't know that their sexuality has been morphed. They actually feel like the opposite sex. They actually have same-sex attractions, but the child doesn't know it's a spirit giving it to them. As they yield to these temptations, more spirits enter the person's body, and they start to morph the person's mind and their soul, where their emotions come out of, and their body into the other sex. And these spirits are the root cause of transgenderism and homosexuality. These spirits cause the person to feel like they're someone else. They cause the person to desire sex with the same sex as them. No one understands or knows that this is a spiritual issue. It's not a biological issue. There has been zero proof from the medical community and the scientific community that homosexuality is caused by chemical imbalances or hormones or DNA issues. That has never been proven. There's several theories and hypotheses out there, but none of them have been proven. It's very much like the theory of evolution. Evolution has never been proven. It's only a bag of theories. The only hope this girl has and this family has is deliverance. Once those spirits are removed from the person's body, the person starts to become what they were originally born to be. The desires to be a female dissipate, the desires to stay a male accelerate, and vice versa. The desires for same-sex relations dissipates, the desire for heterosexual behavior accelerates. But if the spirits are not removed and you only go through therapy, Christian therapy or secular therapy, it doesn't matter, the spirits will always leave the person with deep-seated desires for the other sex. The only hope you have is deliverance, and I'll see you Friday night, 7 o'clock. See you next time.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.